Welcome to Pareto Solutions video tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be trying to explain you how to create dynamic filter and visual level filters. This article is intended for those Power BI users who are already familiar with using Power BI desktop or the online version, which looks similar to the desktop, to create more advanced models. You should already be familiar with how to get the data and query editor to import the data, and working with multiple related tables and adding fields to the table report canvas. If you're new to Power BI, we are going to include a link with this video so that you can help on getting started with Power BI. So we'd first like to explain how the data is shown on this file. You can download this file on the PBIX, which is a PBIX file, from the link in the YouTube video below. This is how the data looks like. In this, we are going to be focusing on the search name field, and I would like to see the total of the last three columns in search name, which is ABC-MISC, Cashbox, and net profit. So if I unselect it and select these three, this is what the data now looks like, and I would like to see the total of what the Cashbox value is and what the total net amount or the total net profit is. So let's get started on seeing how we could create a Power BI visual level filter for this requirement for a client. So in this, what we do is we go to the report section in the Power BI, where you will have a canvas wherein you can use to create those kind of filters. So let's go to the fields and let's select the search name here. The search name field will automatically come in the filter section. In the filter section, now we select net profit, Cashbox, and ABC-MISC. This shows the value here in the search name for only those three items that I selected. In order to see the total, which is this particular field, total amount for balance sheet, I click on it again, and it already shows the sum. So this is what I finally see. You can expand or reduce it by clicking on the back to report. So there is a focus mode and back to report where you can have a better view. Okay, so this is just a very simple example of what you can do with the filters, which is similar to how you could do it also in Excel or in Pivot. So now we have applied the visual level filters on table visualization. This is the table visualization icon selected here. It could also be in a chart format, in different other formats like you see here, or also in the pie chart format. So for now, I'll just stick to the table format, and this is what the table level filter should look like for our first exercise. Now I'm going to add custom formatting, because what I see here right now is not very visually pleasing if I have to put it on a web page, or if I have to, if a stakeholder has to review these totals every day on seeing what the updated value is. So for this case, we are going to create a DAX formula, which is basically to create a new measure that will have that value stored. So now we are done with the first level filter. Let's go to the next one, which is creating a new measure to represent similar data but with a more visual appeal. So I'm going to right click here and click on new measure. This new measure is basically related to creating a sumx function, which will sum the column value of rows evaluated through this expression. So if I click on new measure here, and you can copy the formula, which is for renaming the field as ABC miscellaneous total is equal to sumx filter of the data, which is the table here, and data search name equal to ABC-MISC and total amount for balance sheet. So when I do this, you will see a column appears here, which is what I created as a new measure. Now what I have to do is, with this new measure that I created, it would rename the field, and when I select this column, it will come up as a chart. If I have to see the table value, what we actually saw before, you can do this, which is similar to how it was looking like in the previous chart that we did. However, I would just like to see a value and with a much more better formatting version. So I'm going to select this 1, 2, 3. Now if I go and compare the value here, this was minus 4,000, which is same as what I see here, but in a much more better way. So for this particular value now, with this visualization, which is the card visualization, I can add more information, title or formatting. So let me add a title which says what this text is about. It could be sum of this value, and you can also add a font or a color to it. So let me say a font like this. Alignment is center, and you can increase the point of how big the size you would like to display. So this is a simple visual level filter of a card type which shows the same value but in a much broader way, and if you are just interested in that particular KPI, it is a helpful feature. Similarly, create a type here of ABC-MISC total, and if I would like to have it for net profit, I'm going to create another measure which says right click, new measure. I'm going to change the name of this to net profit, and sumx of filter again on net profit this time. And the total would remain the same. This is another field which we've already discussed in the first exercise that we did, which is the total amounts for balance sheet. So I'm done with this field, and now I'm going to add another filter which displays this value. And similarly to the first one, I can again make it as a card, so it's much more readable, and I will compare if the value is correct by going in here, which is approximately, it's been rounded off, so this is right. So this is how now you can add different visual level filters. So for the last part of the exercise, I'm going to add a filter which is going to be a filter for dynamic date, and that is going to show all the value of this particular field for days of sale outstanding either in future or till today. So there's no way to put a dynamic filter on the Power BI. The only way that it is possible is to create by a workaround. So what we do is we try to create a new column here which is going to filter on the posting date. When I do that, let's understand how it works. I will create a new column, and I'll put the formula here which is for today's date, that filters on the table level data for posting date. So posting date value, if it is less than equal to today, that means it's in the past, it will show it as 1, and if it's in the future, it will show it as 0. So this is the value that I've created, and now it shows up correctly here. If I have to filter this on today's date, what I do is I put the filter on this page, and I will either show it as advanced filtering. Okay, so it filters ABC miscellaneous as 0, which means in the future. And if I compare this data in Excel, I'm going to open the file in Excel, and I have filtered it on ABC miscellaneous and everything in future from today's date, and what it shows is a total amount of 2000, which is right because that's what we see on our file as well. So we've covered the following topics today. We've covered how we can add a visual level filter. We can have a visual level filter with a custom formatting using a new measure feature in Power BI, using a dynamic today's date level filter by adding a new column. So let us know how you felt about this tutorial. We have a reporting and analytics service offerings where we help our clients to understand what we could do for them in terms of understanding their business requirement and creating operational reports, actionable insights, doing integration via reporting, Power BI, Google Analytics and other offerings. We recommend that you visit our page and let us know if you have any business inquiry for us. Contact us on info@paretosolutions.com. Our website is www.paretosolutions.com. Thank you. Do not forget to subscribe, like and comment. Thanks a lot for watching.